How to love yourself? Taking action. We talked about getting to know yourself, forgiving yourself because you're human and we make mistakes. We talked about putting you first above all. And the next one that I found that was important is taking action. And I know that sounds really simple. And I know that we've heard the sayings before, like actions speak louder than words, and don't talk about it, be about it. We all heard those things, and there's truth in it. And I know being happy is really, it's a mental thing. Like loving who you are, knowing who you are, being nice to yourself, forgiving yourself, putting you first. But then after that, happiness also has to do with what we do in our daily lives. Like, what can we see ourselves doing one day? Who do we see our potential selves being? What would make us happy in a daily situation? Like, what can we see ourselves doing that will make us happy? Like, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? What gives you fulfillment in life? What makes you feel satisfied? And a lot of time, what we occupy ourselves doing the most throughout the day can affect our moods and how we see ourselves. And just to point out, each individual person has different perspectives on what they think of happiness. Some people might think that family is what makes them the most happy, which is a very relatable thing and a very understandable thing. For some people, it's what they do for their jobs. For some people, it's sports, exercise, art, music, anything, something that you love to do that is very close to who you are. And all those things, it takes effort and you actually have to do it. You might be able to see yourself doing it and you know you're good at it, but the next step is to do those things. And I know there's a lot of things in life that take up a lot of our time, and that could be kids, school, work. You don't have enough time to do extracurricular things. You don't have enough time to sit down and be creative because there's so much going on in the world and our minds are so preoccupied. I understand, like, trust me, it's not always easy. As simple as it sounds and as simple as it may seem, it's not that easy. Not always. But I feel like it's a strong point to say that what we do in our lives doesn't define who we are, but it definitely can impact our happiness. I once had a screenwriting teacher that said, it's not what the character talks about that makes him a character, it's his actions. And if you're already doing that, then keep going. Don't ever stop, don't ever quit. Keep doing what makes you happy no matter what anyone else thinks. And if you're not really happy where you're at and you can see yourself doing something better for you, then take small steps in that direction. I don't want to say just change. Just change how you're thinking, change what you're doing. It's that easy, it's that simple. Because it's just not. Change is so uncomfortable. And I think that's the best way to say it. It's that feeling of the unknown and that kind of fear of, I don't know what's going to happen. What if I fail? You know, you just kind of give up on it because you're just so used to doing things a particular certain kind of way. Or if you've been idle for so long, or you've been doing certain things a certain way for like a certain amount of time, it's hard to just flip and just change and just keep going in another direction. It's not impossible, but it is tough. But what we choose to invest our time in and what we choose to put into this life that we have is what we're gonna get out of it. It's funny, we see celebrities and famous people, talented people who we looked up to and who are just, they're doing really well. And it's just easy to see like the overnight success, or just when they make it and when you know who they are and they're just so good at what they do. And we ask so many questions and we think that they're just like these super uber talented people. And while they have talents, but I feel like a lot of that has to do with the effort that they put into it. You know, we didn't see the sleepless nights, we didn't see the hardships and the doubts and the struggles and all the hard work they put in to do what they do, whether it's a musician, an actor, a writer, an artist, like whoever it may be, they put work into it. It takes effort. We just don't see it, and it's easy to see the outcome, but I truly feel like there's no special person. And I know celebrities and fame, it's easy to put them on a pedestal. And while they do have talent to begin with, which I feel like is important, invest in things that you're good at. But when you find out what you're talented at, then invest time in that. Slowly but surely. It doesn't have to be all the time, every day. You know, you can go that way. It's a little bit extreme. And just like if anything, you don't want to start off too fast and then burn out. It's like dieting. No one likes to diet, and if it's so extreme, most likely you're gonna fall back to your old ways. But start slowly but surely, just kind of start. And if you do fail, if you do stop, or if you do feel like it just didn't work out, well, just keep trying. Because as long as you keep trying, you're gonna keep going, you're gonna keep moving forward. Because staying idle or going back, it's just, forward is the only way. Having faith in yourself and believing in yourself and having faith in general that things will work out is very important. But what really makes the difference is if you actually do it. Loving things comes easy, but it still takes effort. I know some people think that if I have a talent, I should just be super good at it and it shouldn't be that hard. It's almost like marriage. Like, some people think that it should just be effortless. And in a sense, I get that. Love should not be hard work. It shouldn't be like a struggle every single day. But there's some similarities, like the love should be easy, but it still takes effort and hard work to go the long journey and not in the now. Because I feel like we always get caught up in the now and what feels good now, but we're not investing in the future. We're not really seeing it for the long run, because I know life is short. You know, I used to think with that mentality. I still do, and it's important to be present, to appreciate what we have now and to enjoy yourself now and not to always be in the future, because the future's not promised. But if every day you're blessed enough to wake up in the morning, invest in your future, invest in your happiness. And this isn't also to say that you should just be a workaholic, no fun, all hard work. I'm not saying that either. But just know that if you really want something to happen, you gotta put effort, you gotta try, and you gotta take action. And as human beings, a lot of times we get comfortable being idle, we get comfortable in what we're doing now, whether it's hurting us more than it's helping us. We're all humans. We get comfortable. And as human beings, we find ourselves repeating certain habits over and over because it's been part of our lives for so long. And even though we might not like it, it's just, we're used to it, and it doesn't take much effort, and we just keep doing what we're doing because it's comfortable. And it can be very difficult mentally, just simply changing this way of thinking and way of being. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of trying and failing. It's the fear of unfamiliarity. It's just not comfortable. It doesn't feel good. And as humans, we always kind of want to go towards the good. It's just, that's nature, and it makes sense. Why am I gonna put myself in pain or uncomfortability when I can feel good right now? Like right in the now, I can feel good, it feels okay. But no one can take your happiness away but you. Other people are gonna say you can't do it, or life's just gonna be hard, and there's so many things in the world that can stop you, but it's up to you at the end of the day. We are responsible for our lives no matter what. At the end of the day, it's up to us. So I don't want to talk too much about myself, but taking action is something that I can definitely relate to, that I've struggled with the most in the past, and that I'm going through right now. I'm definitely a procrastinator. I put things off. I get comfortable in the now. I've focused a lot about how I feel right now and not investing in my future. I guess because I have certain aspirations that I wasn't really investing in. I was investing more in hanging out, just working to make money, relationships, like all these other things that, while it was fun in the now and it made me feel good in the now, it's just shown that it's not investing for my future. And what do I want to do? So I'm going to be a writer, and I'm going to be a film director. I hope to be an artist one day. And what does that mean? Well, I like to paint. I like photography. There's so many things that I know that I'm good at and that I can be really, really good at, but I wasn't really investing time in that. And why? I would ask myself, if I love to do something, why am I shying away from it? Why am I avoiding it? Why am I putting it off? And I think it's psychological. It's uncomfortable putting yourself out there. It's uncomfortable knowing if I try, I'm gonna fail. And the longer you put something off, you kind of think, well, I used to be good at it and now I'm not. And when I try, I'm not gonna be the everything's good, and like all these thoughts run through my head, and I just felt stuck. And for a while I was feeling kind of lost, and I was hoping that I didn't lose my potential. So I did the uncomfortable thing, and I put myself in a position where I had no other option but just to focus on me and to better myself and to work at who I want to be and what I'm truly good at. And I'm still young. Like it sounds like I'm, like this old person, it's too late, like a midlife crisis, but I feel like I had a midlife crisis, or like a quarter life crisis, where I was happy in the moment, but not for long periods of time. I was tired of putting things off, and I was tired of procrastinating. So I made the decision to re-enroll back into school. I'm in school now, moved away from my old environment where I was just used to doing the same things, and not bad things, just the same routine where I wasn't working on me, I was just doing other things. So I removed myself from that setting completely. I'm working a lot, I'm back in school, and I'm doing things like writing, and I'm making videos, and I'm working towards being a film director and getting my degree. All these things where I have no other option, no other distractions, where I just have to try. And it's uncomfortable and it's tough, and I'm not gonna lie, like it's hard, and it still is hard. And that feeling of, you wanna go back to what you're comfortable doing. You want to go back and be like comfy and cozy. But to be honest, it's what I had to do because I didn't want to waste more time, and I wanted to see myself succeed, and knowing that I deserve happiness, and that happiness is going to be, for me, it's going to come from what I do. And I feel like what I do represents who I am. That's just something that I believe in. I could say I want to be a film director. I've said it my whole life. I said I want to be a writer, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be this. And unless I don't try, I won't. And I want to be someone of my word, and I want to put trust in myself and know that I can do it. And I wanted to make this video especially to know that I'm going through this right now, and I do miss my family back home. I do miss my friends. I miss what made me comfortable. It's tough being away from loved ones. Even though I've always had their support, I still have their support fully. But it's a time where I just need to do me. I'm investing in me and owning me. And it's hard. It's really hard. But I know in the long run I'm gonna be happy, and that this discomfort I'm feeling is what happens with change. But it's a sign that you're going in the right direction. You're going to be stronger, you're going to be wiser, and you're going to be able to adapt, and you won't fear the unknown, you won't fear the future. Taking action is taking control of your happiness, but eventually there's the payoff. And again, I advise not to go extreme. I mean, if you have to, you got to do what you got to do, but take it easy and just work on you and work towards investing in a better you. And that involves doing and taking action. And I want to let you know that you're not alone, and I'm going through this, and I'm not going to give up on me, and I hope that you will not give up on yourself, and that you will take action, and that you'll do what makes you happy to fulfill your life and your happiness, and do whatever it takes by any means necessary.